At first glance, this guy right here who looks like he's doing some homework for school probably doesn't scream super successful YouTuber to you. But what if I told you that today he's got over 1.5 million subscribers and is making hundreds to thousands of dollars in AdSense revenue only every single day? You might think that growth like this is just a fluke, or as I used to think, nothing more than the result of being in the right place at the right time. But if you look at his YouTube growth, Jordan Welch grinded for 3 years without seeing much traction until he became an overnight success at the beginning of 2021. What changed here? What does he know about YouTube that most of us don't? Well, I've been watching and analyzing his videos and I have a few ideas. Let's figure this out. Right, so let me take you back to 2010. Why? Because that's when our story starts. And it starts with a 12-year-old Jordan. Because guys, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Most overnight successes are years in the making, and Jordan is no exception. 2010 is when 12-year-old Jordan started his first YouTube channel. This channel didn't have any clear direction, and he was uploading all sorts of content that he never managed to monetize. But this was a good opportunity for him to learn the basics of filming and video editing, and also to have some fun with YouTube. However, he ended up deleting that channel after his classmates found it and started mocking him for it, which is something that he actually regretted years later. But anyway, that would have been the end of YouTube for many kids his age, but not for Jordan, who instead decided to start another channel, one where he wouldn't have to show his face, a gaming channel. And this one did okay-ish. I mean, he managed to grow it to around 1,000 subscribers and monetize it, but he was barely making any money, and gaming wasn't a niche that Jordan was passionate about, so it didn't take him long to move on. He then went on to try a number of business models, including starting an online clothing store and an eBay page reselling high-value sneakers. And he did see a little bit of success with these, but nothing life-changing until he stumbled across dropshipping sometime in 2017, like I'm sure many of us did. Fun fact, even I tried my luck with dropshipping and made some money with it. And when I got into it, I remember thinking I was late to the party, but the term has only grown in popularity since then. Anywho, Jordan started dropshipping like everyone and their mother, but unlike 99% of dropshippers, he did see some substantial success with it. Was it luck? Was it skill? I don't know, probably a combination of both. But he started sharing his results on socials, and understandably people got curious and started asking him questions about what he was doing. So he decided to create a YouTube channel to help other people achieve the same results. He uploaded his first video in November of 2017, and that year he got his first 800 odd subscribers. At the beginning, his content was purely educational, and some of his first few videos feel a bit like lectures, but they're pretty solid in terms of the advice that he was giving. Like, you can tell that he knew what he was talking about, and some of that stuff was pretty evergreen and continued to be relevant long after those videos were published. But it wasn't until the following year, 2018, when Jordan decided to take YouTube seriously. At that time, he was seeing a lot of momentum with his e-commerce, and he started to see the potential of dropshipping as a niche. So that year, he doubled down on YouTube. He promised himself that from that moment on, he would post at least one video a week, and that's exactly what he did. In fact, he ended up posting around 100 videos that year, sometimes uploading as frequently as 4 times a week. And of course, with that sort of commitment, he started to get some real traction. In 2018, his channel gained around 18,000 subscribers and he made around $6,000. Not bad at all for a fairly new channel if you ask me, but Jordan wasn't happy. Why? Well, he didn't feel like he was getting compensated fairly and proportionally to the amount of work that he was putting into the channel. I mean, welcome to YouTube, Jordan. At the end of the day, if your only source of income as a content creator is AdSense, you're still an employee, like you're YouTube's employee. And unless you're getting millions of views or you're in a highly profitable niche, you're gonna make peanuts. Like, that's just the way it is. And for Jordan, it wasn't worth it. So he started posting less and less. He went from making around 100 videos in 2018 to only 10 videos in 2019. And paradoxically, he ended up making more money that year with a fraction of the work, but only because in 2019, one of his videos went relatively viral. 2020 was a similar story, and according to Jordan, his worst year on YouTube. But something happened that year, and it changed everything. 2020 was the year Jordan started one of his most successful e-commerce brands, and he saw this as the perfect opportunity to get back into YouTube, sharing his journey and results. He started this brand at a really low point in his life, after a business failure that caused him to have to move back with his parents. But instead of giving up, he decided to double down on dropshipping, and he quickly found a winning product for a new store that he grew over the following months. By the end of 2020, Jordan had a pretty established brand and a team helping him run the business. That's when he decided to start building in public and making content about this brand. And the rest, well, the rest is history. In just a few months of consistent posting, his channel exploded. And by July of 2021, he had made close to 100K in ad revenue, and he had one of these. Crazy, right? Well, yeah, but I'm not surprised. You could say that Jordan's timing was spot on because he got into dropshipping right before that business model went viral and he rode that wave. But if you dig deeper, you begin to see that he also did a lot of things right. Here are the 5 main factors behind Jordan's exponential growth. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I regularly review and give feedback on people's channels, right? Well, I recently had this guy ask me to have a look at his videos. He has a very general educational channel covering some personal development topics, data science, study tips, tips to get rich, and so on. And obviously, having such a general channel when you're starting is a problem on its own, but the first thing that my brain registered when I saw his videos wasn't that. The first thing that popped into my mind was actually a question. What has this guy done to be giving people tips on how to get rich? I can't see anything on his channel that suggests that he's rich or that he's a financial advisor or something along those lines. And he may very well be qualified or have the experience to give that sort of advice. I don't know. But I'm going to scroll past that video because in my mind, this person doesn't have the authority to make that sort of content. Jordan was different. Jordan was making content about dropshipping and e-commerce while he was growing his own brand. He was talking about Facebook ads, having had great results with Facebook ads. He was making money before he started teaching people how to make money. And both his results and trajectory seem legit. Like, there are many fake gurus renting Lambos to make you think they're more successful than they are, but I don't get that impression with 2021 Jordan, and this makes me trust his advice a lot more. I'm not saying you necessarily have to have experience, credentials, or results to be successful on YouTube. Like, you can always rely on other unfair advantages if you have them, and obviously there are niches where this is not as important. But if you're going to make a channel about how to get rich, you better be rich or be on your way to becoming rich, or at least have some results to show. Or you can always rent the Lambo if you're that kind of person, but you need to have something to get people to listen. Jordan had it, so people listened. Right, so this is related to what I was saying about having a channel that's too general. If you see Jordan's channel today, his content has changed a lot over the years. At the beginning, his niche was e-commerce and specifically dropshipping, and his content was educational and optimized for search. He says it himself in this video.
All that I've done is find what people are searching for, find what videos have already popped off, and add my own unique touch.
He was focusing on content people were searching for, and in fact, any videos deviating from that would consistently get fewer views. However, if you look at his channel now, he's no longer making educational videos. Now his focus is on making it to your homepage. And how is he doing that? With challenge-type videos, interviews with other rich people, and vlogs. I mean, you can see it in the thumbnails as well. They're totally different. He's optimizing for entertainment and mass appeal rather than education now. And this sort of content is working for him today, but he couldn't have started like this. One, because he didn't have the resources and his current network, and two, because nobody knew him, and people don't take get-rich advice from a random person with 10 subscribers. Dropshipping isn't the only trend Jordan jumped on. When everyone was obsessed with NFTs, he was making videos about NFTs. When the stock market was going downhill in 2022, he was making videos about that. When Andrew Tate and his war room started getting popular, he went and made a video about it. You see what I mean? Growing a channel is hard work, but staying relevant is even more difficult. And Jordan's done a great job keeping his content relevant. One of the things I noticed about the videos that blew up Jordan's channel is that many of his titles share a common formula. Let me show you some examples. Do you see what he's doing? He's one, sharing an impressive result, and then two, making it sound quick, easy, or cheap. Now here's a different formula. What do you notice? He's teaching you how to do something without the thing that's causing you pain. Maybe you're bad with ads or you're on a budget. Well, Jordan's teaching you how to dropship without ads. Maybe you don't want to use AliExpress because of the long shipping times. Well, here's how to do it without it. These titles are great because they're optimized for humans, not the algorithm. Jordan didn't care about keywords, title length, hashtags, and all those things some social media gurus talk about. Deep down, we're all motivated by the same things. We want to avoid pain and attract health, good relationships, or resources, including time, money, and status. And we love quick, easy, and cheap, or even free fixes. That's how you make people click. So for your next video, I want you to ask yourself, are you helping people avoid pain or attract something they want? And what is that thing? Can you put it in the title? Because that's definitely gonna help. And here's something that's very important and that many people get wrong about this. When you work on your titles, target problem-aware people, not solution-aware people. What do I mean by this? Well, it's easier to explain with an example. And this is a real example from someone who's recently joined the waitlist for my YouTube coaching service. This person makes videos about the ability to remember names and faces, and his videos are very good. He's got some solid advice there, but he's barely getting any views. Why? Well, there are many reasons, but the main one is that nobody cares. Like, nobody cares about remembering names and faces. People care about building strong relationships. They care about networking to access opportunities. They care about making a great impression with the in-laws or at an interview. They care about being liked. And maybe one of the secrets to all of that is being able to remember names and faces. Like, maybe that is the solution or part of the solution, but many people are not aware that that's a solution. Like, they're only aware of their problem, which may be that they're not able to make a good first impression. So they're going to search for that sort of thing. They're not going to search for how to remember names and faces, you know? So if you put that in your titles, you're not going to get the views. The amount of people who are aware they have a problem is much, much bigger than the amount of people who know they have a problem and also know the solution to that problem. So if you target the first group, you're more likely to get views. Okay, so just to recap, let's say that you want to start a channel like Jordan's. What do you do to get your first 100,000 plus subscribers? Well, here's the recipe that I would follow. 1. Pick a niche, walk the walk, build in public, and share your results. 2. Start by making content people are searching for. Answer common questions and make how-to videos that are super easy to follow. 3. Package your content in a way that makes people care. Make videos for problem-aware audiences and link them to a pain point or one of people's main core desires. Remember, health, accumulation of resources, or relationships. Bonus points if you can make your method sound easy or quick. 4. Jump on trends when you can to keep your content fresh and relevant. And last but not least, 5. Have fun, be patient, and stay consistent. Rome wasn't built in a day, and all it takes is one video to blow up your channel. You just never know which one it's gonna be. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and say hello in the comments. I'm curious to know how many of you follow Jordan and if any of what I said in this video surprised you. Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.